11 of Coffee and Card Online. How are you today? I'm having a bit of a hair up day today, which means hair needs washing day today. So I'll say good morning again. Because of the ads, it sometimes takes a few seconds for it to catch up with itself. I need to skip ads actually on my laptop. There we go. So I'm having a bit of a, we have that day where you think, can I get away with my hair today not being washed? And then I thought, no, I'll just pop it up in a little bun thing. So hope you're all okay. I'm going to turn the camera around and pop it in here. There we go. Let's see who's on this morning. I've got quite quick at doing that now. Oh, do you know, it's not sunny today really, but it's quite warm. I don't have to tie my hair up now, which I normally do at this point. Welcome to round 11 of Online Coffee and Card. We're now into the second year of doing this every Tuesday morning. Long may it continue. You know those days. Yeah, today is one of those days. I shall be having a lovely bath and having a hair wash tonight. So, thank you for joining me. I'm expecting us to have lower numbers live because of restrictions sort of starting to be lifted, but the good news is, you're getting your hair done tomorrow, or I was a couple of weeks ago now, and I've got my next appointment booked in as well, because I have it coloured every month, because it's my one luxury really, to cover my greys, because it's so thick they grow back so quickly. Hi Ali, so hi Wendy, hi Lorraine, hi Kath, hi Linda, and hi Ali, and hi Diane. Oh, is it raining there? It's not due to rain today, but then it is for like a week. Might need our arc. So, I've had my biscuit already actually. If you joined, we always have a biscuit in the kit. Had my biscuit and I've drunk my coffee. So, thanks for asking, Wendy. Yeah, I had it on Friday and I was fine. Friday night I had a little bit of shivers for 5 minutes in the middle of the night, but nothing, major. And then Saturday, felt fine, walked round and had lunch in the garden at Craig's mum's, because Craig was out at football with his son, and felt fine. Had 2 hours in the garden. They made me a couple of cups of tea, and then I got up to walk back home. I don't know if it was a combination of the sun and the jab, but I just felt a bit lightheaded and a bit woozy. Hi Janine. So Craig's dad ended up giving me a lift back home, and I've not felt poorly with it. A couple of times, it happened yesterday afternoon as well, I've just been hit with like extreme fatigue, like really intense, like often if I feel tired I'll just carry on, have a cup of tea and just carry on with doing whatever. But I actually took myself off to bed yesterday afternoon, which isn't like me, so, but other than that, absolutely, I've been okay. So if you could do a thumbs up, there's 14 of you on, and I've got one thumbs up. In fact, I'm going to do a thumbs up myself there, I've just done it. So thanks for asking, Wendy. So let me go through the pack. If you're joining us, if you're joining in, I'll go through with what you've got. If you haven't joined in and you've got the stuff at home, please feel free. Or if you've got other sets, then feel free to use that. I need to, hi Ali, mention to my ladies that unfortunately the punches are still not with me. I'm checking every day. This week we don't need the punch. Wow, my thumbs ups have gone to 9 already, thank you. We don't need the punch this week. We do need it next week, but if we don't have it, then we can get round it. Okay, so I apologise for that. I knew it was going to be touch and go, but I wanted us to do the strawberries. So anyway, right, I'm going to go through what you've got. This course is 6 weeks, just because it was a little bit more money. So I did 6 weeks for you. So it sort of still works out a similar price per week. So you will have had 6 packs like this. And I folded them in a lot nicer this time. So you've got 6 card kits. And then in another paper bag, you've got some papers. Now, I did tell you were getting a quarter of a pack, but I realised that a couple of the patterns I've gone a bit heavy on. So you've got 2 sheets of each one, apart from at the back, you've got an extra sheet of the strawberries there, and because I love that gingham on the back, and an extra sheet of that one. And they are my 2 faves, you see. So they're at the back, and then you will have had your 6 envelopes in there too. And your coffee and your biscuit as well. And then most of you went for the Poppy Parade and Daffodil Delight. I'm not using Daffodil today. And your stamp set, of course. And you should have had your punch, but I will get those out to you. Now you also will have got, I've put in a little reel of washi tape for us to do some masking, and I'm going to talk about that shortly. But let's open up our week 1 card kit. I like making myself one like this because it makes me feel like I'm taking part too. Okay, so in your kit you have, it's a bit sparse this one because we're using a lot of the papers. You've got a white card base. Originally I made this with Poppy Parade, but I've done it white for us. You've got a large stitched circle, which are retiring, and I think they've sold out. And then we have 2 pieces of twine. These are from the snail mail, and they are going at the end of June. They look like this in a pack, and they work so well with lots of different, they work well with the ice creams, obviously with the snails, they work well with these strawberries, they're just brilliant. And then we're going to use your papers. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is measure my paper, because I made this card in January. Can you believe that? 9. Right, okay. So I'm going to take my favourite piece, and there's one near the back. So actually today we need this piece. We're going to use one of these because we're going to cut the strawberries out. Okay, and then we're going to use that green check, which is on the back of this one, which should be at the front of your pack, because me being me, I do all the packs the same when I'm making them up. So if you've been in your pack and you've been rummaging around and mixing the order of the papers up, then they might not be in that order. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to take this piece, which is my fave, okay, pop it in the trimmer, and these are 6 by 6, and I'm going to cut it at 9 centimetres. Okay, 9 centimetres. Always do that measurement first, okay, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to cut it at just over 14.8, 14.8 and a sniff. And that should give us the full length of the card. We are going to cover the whole card front, all right? So that was 9 by 14.8 and a tiny sniff. And that's going to go over our card like that, all right? So shall I write that down? Oh, hi, Val. Okay. Now, so that was 9, so I know, because I know that this width of card is 10.5, I know that this little bit just needs to be 1.5, okay? So on my trimmer, so Kath, you've got the new trimmer. If I'm ever cutting something that's less than 3 centimetres, I use this side. Because if you use this side, you've all this area for your paper to butt up against. If you do 1.5 at this side, you've not got as much. Do you know what I mean? I find it more sturdy. So I'm going to do it 1.5 first. Okay, and obviously we've more or less a full sheet left there. And then I'm going to turn that tiny strip and cut it to the same length again. 14 point. Just be careful because it's a thin piece. 14.8 and a snip. All right, and that just creates a little border then, you see. Yeah. So the green strip is 1.5 wide, same length as the buff. So you can put those back in your packs and keep these. We're going to be using them for other things in the coming weeks. Okay, now then what we are going to do is a little bit of cutting. Okay, so this morning I'm going to cut out 2 or 3 strawberries. Now we do need to use these again. This is why I've given you an extra sheet, and next week we're using nearly a big piece of this for the background of a card. But this piece you can use for cutting out your strawberries. What I'm going to do is, you've got obviously here, you've got different types of ripeness, I suppose, for want of a better expression. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full strawberries, probably. Well, I have on this piece. So I'm gonna use this little yellowy red one here. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use this one that's a bit pinkier on mine. All right, and then I'm going to save it. And the reason why I'm doing those, they're all very close together as well. Okay. So choose, you don't have to use 3 if you don't want to. And then the punch will punch these flowers out, but we're gonna cut them out, I think. So I'm gonna do 2 little pinky ones. And the good thing, why I've put you a paper bag in for these papers, you can pop all these bits that you've not used. Oh, in fact, look, there's a flower on there, so that's fine. I've got me 2 there. So I can pop this back in my bag with the other bits. We can use that next time. All right. Okay. So let's cut those out. And what I'm going to do is I am going to leave a little bit of white around the edge. And I'm really moving my papers rather than moving my scissors. I don't have to pull the blinds down today because it's not as sunny. Okay. I had strawberries for my breakfast actually. I usually do, so it wasn't on purpose for this class. But yeah. And raspberries and blueberries. Is it raining, Val? Oh. Mind you, the garden could do with a bit of rain, I think. There goes another. Okay, all the strawberries are done now. And these flowers, they are quite small to cut out, but I'm going to go cut them with you in spirit. And again, I'm leaving a little bit of white, because that's what the punch does when you punch them out. So don't forget to upload your makes when you've done your card, or send me a picture. I do like to see. Oh, we're up to 17 now. Do say hi if you've got if you signed in. I am going to do a Facebook Live this afternoon, but I do have a call with my Stampin' Up manager today, so I can't do it at 1:30. It's probably going to be 2:30. I'll pop that on, and I'm going to show some new stuff, and I'm going to show what we're using for the next coffee and card. So that was my plan. So I've got 3 nice juicy strawberries and 2 liquor flowers. Okay, and they are looking very nice, rather nice. We're all quiet this morning. Are you cutting out? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my paper direct onto the card, and remember, it should be the full length of your card. It might be easier to open up your card. You might have a tiny overhang. I have, I think, it's that 14.8, it's that sniff, maybe it didn't need the sniff. Yeah, look. Never mind, I can trim that off. Oh, hi, Barb. And then that is going to just sit up there, and I wonder if that's going to hang on. Yeah, look, I got a little hang over. Right, well, I'll have to trim that off. Do you know what? I might even. I'm gonna layer it over. So this, because our twine's gonna go over it anyway. Okay, so we've just got like a little border down the side to break up the colour, yeah? Right, there's not much stamping today actually, so I shall put that just to one side, and let's talk stamps, because I know that some people might be divided on this. Do you know, I got my mat out, I found my mat, and I've actually left it over on my desk, and I've gone and found it. Silly me. Here it is. I thought, don't forget your mat, Julie, because you always forget your mat. Right, so I need to talk stamps to you. These have been very well used by me already. Now, it says, happy birthday, you sweet thing. Obviously, the stamp set's called Sweet Strawberry. It's a play on words. It's a because it's strawberries are sweet and everything like that. But I get that everybody might not like that. You can do a thank you, that was so sweet of you, and that's really cute, that's really nice. And again, that ties in with the whole sweetness thing. Now, if you don't like that, you could try, I'm not doing this, I'm going to go with the sweet thing because I don't mind it. But you could try and cut this you sweet thing off, and it is very, very doable with some sharp scissors. You just cut in between the B and the Y there, and there is a definite gap. I can feel it with my scissors, and you'd cut along there and then trim down there. All right, so if you want to do that, if you're feeling brave to do that, then do that, and you can definitely get your scissors down the middle of it, and you can detach it and keep it separate. And then if you do want to put them back together, you can put them back together to use again. but you'd have to stamp them separately. Okay, so if you're feeling brave, you can do that. Also, what you could do is you could try and mask it. Now, this is a little bit trickier than removing it altogether, I would say. And this is why I put some washi tape in for you. And what you could do is cover up the You Sweet thing with it. But you're going to have to get it absolutely bob on. So, let me just... Now, you can tear this washi tape. Normally I would say tear it, but here I'm going to cut it, and I've just about covered the whole You Sweet thing. Yeah, can you see? This is a little bit fiddly. You know, you might just want to call someone a sweet thing rather than doing this, but I'm giving you options. Options are good, aren't they? So how you would work with this now, maybe I should do a practice one of these, is you'd pop that on your block with the washi tape on. Now on my original card, I have done a black ink, but I'm going to do Poppy Parade. Oh, hi Amanda, good evening. Are you in Australia then if it's evening? We're nearly 11 o'clock in the morning here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to practice on some scrap actually. I'm going to practice on here. Did I have... no, I didn't know. I was going to say, did I have a spare circle? Oh, actually, I've got one down here on the floor. How very convenient. It could have been one that didn't. Oh, it must just be a spare. So let's have a go on my spare. Okay, so what you can do now, I hope you're following this. It's a little bit trickier. Okay, so ink up the happy birthday and make sure you will get ink on the washi, yeah? Just tap it gently like that. Oops, it's come off the stamp. Because it's losing its sticker bit, you see. Just push it back on with my scissors because I don't want to get ink on me. It's come off the block, I meant. I'll huff it to get the juice going in. And then what I'm going to do is peel off the washi and hope that it doesn't... Yeah. I hope my stamp was clean before and that there was no ink on the You Sweet thing, because I didn't even check that. So obviously your stamp will have plenty of stick on it and shouldn't have ink on the sweet thing anyway. Right, let's see if this works. If not, we're doing the sweet thing. Ta-da! Not too bad. I didn't press very hard because I did have a little bit of ink there. So that's a way of trying to get around it, but I'm just going to do the sweet thing now. It's probably easy to maybe cut it off. So I'm just going to do this in the middle of the circle. Let me know what you decide to do. I don't mind that. I'm making a big deal about this saying, but anyway, there we go. So, let's now do some, have I got red ink on myself? Yeah. Let's see if it'll come off with this sanitizer. I don't think it helped with my stamp falling off. Alright, that's got rid of a bit of that. Okay. So I'm going to do my twine now, and what I like to do, because one piece of twine is a bit thin, so I'm holding them together to create a double layer, and I'm going to tie them around the card. I'm not gluing them down or anything, I'm just tying it around the card with a double layer, and I'm just going to tie it in a bow. I'm not going to do bunny ears, I'm just going to go around. Just make sure that you bring both, when you're pulling the loop through, that you bring both colours through. And I've allowed you a little bit extra because I think it's nice if the twine's a bit longer. And I think it pulls out the pinky bits on the strawberries, that are not quite ripe. Okay, so you're very quiet today, girls. Is it because you're trying to do this stamping and do a better job than I did? And then what we're going to do is I'm going to pop this on here with some dimensionals. And I'm going to do it, what I'm going to do is I'm doing it in the centre of the paper, so I want this space to be the same as the space below, but I'm doing it in the centre of just the strawberry paper rather than the centre of the card as a whole. So what I guess I'm saying is I want this width to be the same as the width, so I'm putting it in the middle of the strawberry paper rather than the middle of the whole card. And then once that's on, I'm going to decide where I want my strawberries. That one's a little bit smaller, I think, so it's probably a good thing to be up there. And I'll have, so again, whenever I'm doing anything like this, I always position my stuff on before I've glued it down. Just to, yeah, this is the celebration paper, Amanda. It's unfortunately not available to purchase or get free anymore, but I scribbled some away for my ladies as a treat for signing up for this. I'm just moving my paper a bit, for signing up for this class. Okay, so I'm happy with those there, and I'm actually going to glue those straight on because I don't want to layer them up again because I've already got a layer with the foam pads with the circle. So that's going to go on there like that. And what you can do with these flowers is you can just sort of curl, what's quite nice is to curl the leaves up a bit so it sits a bit more like that. And if you were doing that, if you're using something small like that, I would put the glue on the project and then take the flower to the project and then pop it down with your scissors. Or I know some of you, I've got some tweezer customers out there who like the tweezers. Okay, and then I've got this one here that I'm going to glue down. That one. Oh, we've nearly done our half an hour. That's good. I've kept you going for half an hour. And then finally another little flower. And I might just pop it here sort of on the strawberry itself, actually. There we go. And there we have today's card. Not much stamping. So using the papers that I popped in with your kit. Okay, so let me move my grid paper. There we have. So you can just see how different it looks with the black sentiment as opposed to the Poppy Parade one. And let's bring in the card for next week. We're probably going to have to, if the punches aren't here, we're probably going to have to do lots of cutting next week because we're going to stamp some strawberries. Okay. So that was this week's. And then this is going to be next week's card. We're going to use that Daffodil Delight ink pad. Now, I did tell you, you need a green. I've used Pear Pizzazz. Old Olive would work as well, stamped off. Oh, thank you, guys. This is going to be next week's. I And again, this is that paper. This is the one. It's behind that cutout one, so we won't be able to use that. We will be using a whole new sheet, okay? You will have some papers left, because there are some that I don't use on any of the cards. And I thought what we'd do at the end of the session is we could potentially decorate our envelopes on the last week. But yeah, this is next week's, week 2. Oops, I'm throwing everything around. So let me pop week 1 away in my bag. And I just want to show you some new stuff now and talk to you about the next round. Hang on. Let me find my bits and bobs in my bag down here. So next round, I wouldn't normally advertise it this early, and I do feel a little bit like I'm on people's back for sort of more stuff, but the papers and the stamp set that we're going to use next time is called hand penned, and I've not even got the stamp set. Hang on. So this is a stamp set. It's very, very delicate, and it's only shown at 90% of its size on the front, so it does stamp slightly larger than what you can see. And these flowers fill in the images, and I want to show you that. I've been playing with it this weekend, and I've made some inserts for my catalogues for my VIP catalogue launch. And I'm going to show you here. So these are some inserts I've done for my catalogue launch event. And it's a lovely, I mean, it's called hand penned, so it's, you know, it's designed to look hand drawn, hand coloured, sort of watercoloured. And I need to, I wanted to show you that obviously that fills in there. This one goes in here. The flowers match in. And then you've got the leaves that match in too. And then you've got these little buds that go on this one. Now, what I want to show you is they do match in, but they leave like a little white. They don't fill it completely. It's very artistic. And they leave some white space, which is, you might think, oh, these stamps, they don't, but they're supposed to be like that, so I wanted to point that out. It's supposed to be hand penned, hand drawn, hand coloured, and if you look at the papers are very similar to that. You know, there's little spaces of white, which they do say white space is good for the eye. So the papers reflect that too. So in the class, you're going to get this option A, which is the stamp set. 2 inks, Highland Heather, Pale Papaya. You do need a green, and I'm suggesting mint macaron only because a lot of my ladies had that from a coffee and card session that we've done in the past. So you're going to get the stamp set, 2 ink pads, and then 12 sheets of 6x6 papers, and these are the papers. And that demonstrates a little bit more how it doesn't fill in colours. So on one side you've got the lovely sort of hand sketched watercolour design, and on the other side you've got like a spotty or stripy pattern. I mean, look at that, cinnamon ciders never looked as good. And they are just, and there's misty moonlight in them as well. That's gorgeous. They are beautiful, beautiful. So you will get 12 sheets of 6x6. And then there's an option to have the dies as well. And just a couple of ideas of cards that I've done, just some easy cards that I've done with them. So far, which I did this one on Paper Crafts and Piano and this one the other night. Just some easy cards, and I'll probably be incorporating some of these into the coffee and card as well. So I'm a bit skewy, aren't I? It's because my phone's not right. There we go, hope that's better. So yeah, that is now available for booking, and the only reason why I'm asking for booking so early is because I think these papers are just going to fly. I'm also doing it for a parcel in the post, and I've already got 21 ladies wanting the parcel in the post, which is amazing. So do register on for that. It's on my events website, and my parcel in the post is on my blog. I'm going to be sharing this stamp set on Facebook Live this afternoon, so if you want to see it in a little bit more detail, then please tune in to Facebook Live at 2:30. I'll put a little shout out for that on shortly. Oh, there's another one, look. It's one that I did, and this is some of the new ribbon as well. So just a really easy cards, making the use of the papers. What have I used to cut the tag? Oh, it's the new tag dies, Ali. We've got some new tag dies. So yeah, I used the stitched tags, different shapes. So I thought that could match as a little gift. Or it could be on a card itself, you know, you could have that on a card. But yeah, it's some new tags. It's a lovely little set actually. I'll show that this afternoon on Facebook. If you want to come and have a look at that, I'll share that on Facebook. So thanks for tuning in. Any questions? I'm around all day, and hope you've enjoyed the session and you've made a nice card. And I will see you on Facebook maybe this afternoon. If you can't make it this afternoon, I'll update the Facebook Live will be on my channel on here. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.